I ain't gonna lie. The more that I just sit here and I think about it, I think the main thing that pisses me off most about the Haitian community is the hypocrisy. I understand there's a lot of trauma in the background. I understand a lot of the older generation ended up losing a lot that they worked for and had to drastically change their way of life in hopes of survival. I get that. But to consistently say that you want better for your children, but choosing to not see what part you play in the breaking down of the better that you're looking for your children is frustrating. What makes you think moving to America with a whole family, right? And your thought process is, I'm gonna sit here in this new place with my family and I'm going to relive everything that's happened to me in Haiti and continue to feed my brain, my consciousness, my brokenness with the news from what's happened back then. And I'm going to compare the pain from back then with the pain that is still ongoing. And I'm going to continue to ridicule the race. One thing I've learned from my parents a lot from just observation, the way that they speak down on the Haitian race. But the minute one positive thing happens, they're all willy-nilly to back the Haitian culture, back the Haitian this, that, and the third. But as things continuously progress to be negative when it's down in Haiti, all I hear is how it's a race of worthless people, vagabonds, this, that, and the third, all the curses in the book. And on top of that, the bitterness that I see both my parents exude when it comes to the financial stuff that they had in Haiti, when it comes to the physical things that they had in Haiti. While I understand, I get it, whether they think I understand it or not. But for us to get that growth that you quite literally set out here to get, there needs to be a change in the way that you look at your current situation. And that's where the problem resides. They can't change their perception of a situation. The situation is clearly not good. But if you see how God has blessed you in a new state, in a new place, with accommodations that you did not have before and where you were, honestly, my thought process would be, okay, let me take a look at where I've messed up in my life because of what's been going on around me, and let me put in the effort to not bring that into my child's life. Cool. Some parents don't think like that. I understand that. But then, to then attack the child verbally, to withhold love and utilize it as a weapon because that's how you were raised, but then you expect your child to come out in a different way. It doesn't make sense. And once it gets to a point where you realize, okay, this child is not listening, you then attribute it to them being rebellious when they refuse to let you go on with the abuse that has been going on for years. And then you paint your child in a negative light to try to make them fit the narrative that you've created in your mind. And you don't realize that you're operating from trauma. You've been operating from trauma for years. That's where I get frustrated because the Haitian community talks a lot about wanting change. They talk a lot about how things have gone downhill, but nobody that I've seen in my immediate community, nor people that I've seen in other Haitian communities, have actively put in the effort to create that change. Even if it isn't out into the world, just the way that you interact with your children. Now, this is not just for your second born and your third born. I'm talking about you need to look at what you've done to your firstborn because that was your learning child. That is the child that took the brunt of all of your mistakes and had to learn how to move forward with it. Yet there's a withholding of compassion. There's a withholding of accountability. There's a withholding of trying to find an understanding in a clear middle line to see, okay, I did mess up in this particular way. This is what happened in my past that put me in this position. Now, what do I do to change that? What do I do to move forward so that way my child that I have emotionally neglected for years does not resent me? What do I do? No, they don't think like that. The way they go about it, they see rebellion, they see hate, and they're confused. And because they have allowed a lie to become their truth, they immediately try to overwrite the actual truth in the hopes that other people will see it. But once you get to the real world, which is outside of your community, your direct community, which is just full of a bunch of yes men that are all traumatized in the same way, that cannot see a different perspective, what do you think you're going to do? Because nobody's going to put up with the putting people down. Nobody's going to put up with the disrespect. Nobody is going to put up with your small way of viewing life. Because that's not what life truly is. It is a lens that you look at life through because you're too afraid of looking at a different perspective. Food for thought.